Poisonrana.
Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for Poisonrana. You found us on whatever podcast app you are listening to us on, or maybe you are joining us live.
Live on youtube.com/@PoisonRanaPod. Hello, tadpoles.
That's right. For all my frogs, this is what this show is for. Hello, Leap My Frog. We are here to chat about everything going on in the world of wrestling. It's a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of chilly in the six.
It's gone from 27 degrees
Hot.
to 5 degrees in
Like that.
2 days.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Canada. Global
But it meant
warming.
I got to wear my new jacket today.
Oh, did you get
My
a
new jacket and my new boots.
Wow.
Went on a
Boots already? What are you talking about?
nice, but not like
Like winter
thick
boots,
boots,
yeah.
like cash boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a little, Primark shopping spree
Right.
for my birthday.
Wait, we
back
don't
home.
have Primark here.
No, back home.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what I mean. I
Oh.
finally got to wear it.
Oh, okay.
You know when you
gotcha.
buy all these new clothes and then you're like, well, it's still summer, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was exciting.
Okay.
So
nice.
exciting. What did you do?
I worked last night, so I
Me
was
too.
sleeping all day today.
Mm.
But yeah, I have to get some new winter fits too now. Actually, I've been
Yeah.
kind of looking.
Yeah.
I go Halloween costume shopping, and then I just go, ooh, actually,
How's
like
that
this.
going?
Good. I just got to do online. I realized
Yeah. I did see some places in Chinatown that might work.
Yeah, I want I don't want to give away
No,
what
no,
we're
no.
doing, and I won't. But I did tell Way.
Okay.
I hope that's okay.
Yeah.
And he is like, he's in on. He thinks we're gonna kill it.
Cool.
He's like, oh wow, both. He's like, yeah, okay.
I just ordered today a couple more things. Should be
Oh, wow,
arriving this
okay.
week.
All
Yeah.
right,
Like
excellent.
now it's like the details,
But it's early October still.
I know. Well, we normally leave it last minute.
Yeah.
But I'm excited this year.
Yeah, we usually. Yeah, I'm pretty last minute. I'm like hustling days before.
Especially with sizes and things, especially with Asian sizes.
Right.
When you're
You're
ordering
ordering-
stuff,
yeah, right.
you need to allow that time because you need to go a few sizes above sometimes. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. I know.
so yeah, it should be good. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got a whole month of spooky stuff planned. Obviously, with podcasts and stuff. But we got our Halloween night. We like to dress up. That's what we're gonna dress up for. We're thinking of doing the whole Toronto closes down the Church Street and like kind of going out and stuff. So we're probably gonna do a show for Halloween Havoc the next day.
For night 2, yeah.
Yeah, for night 2, because we want to enjoy Halloween. We don't want to be sitting inside on Halloween.
Yeah.
We want to go do something. So that's probably going to be our thing. But then I got tickets to like another Halloween party thing. We should go to Screamers. Me and Jordan.
I really want
talking
to.
about
Yeah.
haunted mazes and stuff.
I think it's one like of the ones I've been to, it's definitely the best one.
Right.
I think so. I'm pretty down for it. Trying to get a little crew together.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that. Next week we're going to Auntie Donna.
I can't wait. I'm
That's
so
some
excited
comedy?
for this. I keep on putting because we haven't really checked out their. We've watched their Netflix series a bunch of times.
Yeah, in a nutshell, describe this comedy. troupe.
It's a trio
Yeah.
of 3 Aussie lads.
Are they Aussie or New Zealand?
Aussie.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's like like improv sketches, but just really off the wall. A lot of musical comedy, but very random. And one of those similar to like I think you should leave, where you think a joke is going one way, and then it takes a tangent, and then another tangent, and then quite like our shows, to be honest.
Oh yeah. We relate. I think it's like ADHD or something that involved there. But yeah, we become fans of these guys in the pandemic, and they kind of gotten a bit popular with a Netflix show and everything. So we're gonna go see them live, and I'm wondering what that's gonna be like. But inspiring. We want to come up with fun comedy stuff like that. So
I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be a good time. And it's happy Thanksgiving as well.
that's right. It's the real Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, that was just placed in October because they're like, oh, why not?
So it's technically tomorrow, right? But
Yeah.
a lot of people do the Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're making a duck
I'm cooking a duck.
for Thanksgiving.
I'm pretty excited. I prepared it yesterday, so I'm trying to like dry it all out so that skin really crisps up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it should be good.
Go duck yourself.
Go duck yourself. I was experimenting at work yesterday trying to make some like Thanksgiving cocktails. I gave like the recipes to them today, and I'm gonna make them tomorrow. So I made 2 martinis,
Apple something?
No.
Apple cinnamon?
So
pumpkin?
we've already got like an apple pie martini out of one.
Right, okay.
But I did I'm thinking of calling it the pumpkin spice latini.
Great name so far, yeah.
So I bought a can of pumpkin puree.
Yeah.
And did vanilla Wises, so like vanilla whiskey.
Right.
With Kahlua, so like that coffee flavor.
Okay, I'm listening.
Bailey's.
Yeah.
Splash of milk. And then the pumpkin puree.
Right.
Shake it all up. It's really good.
Nice. Okay.
It's really like frothy, like foamy.
Do you have the actual pumpkin spice? You got to put like pumpkin.
So I
shaker,
then sprinkled cinnamon on top. I couldn't find any pumpkin spice, but it's pretty nice. I was pretty happy with it.
Excellent.
And then did another one which was what was it? It was like vodka, cranberry, like orange liqueur, and maple syrup. And shook that one.
Yeah, that sounds like a Canadian fall.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Do you know what I'm calling that one?
No.
The Canadian Martini.
Right. Canadian Martine, eh?
Yeah.
That's good.
But yeah, both pretty nice. I'm more on the like pumpkin one. I'm not huge on maple syrup. It's a little too much for me.
One of them could be really good, and then
But it's just try and get people in. Like long weekends, work has been pretty slow Friday and Saturday because everyone goes away or they're with families or whatever. So trying to get those punters tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. What, people visiting?
Just people on the streets. Like we could have a Canadian Martini.
Yeah, you got to make sure you write them on the sign.
On the board, always. Always
promo it up.
On the chalkboard,
Yeah. What else is really going on? We've been watching so much wrestling. We've been doing lots of podcasts. Obviously, we have our Patreon, which guys, I mean, just tell us if we suck. We'll just throw in the towel now. But lowest Patreon number since we started. So you better get those rookie numbers up, baby. We better get some subscribers right now. Patreon.com/PoisonRana. Go support your boys, or else we won't be around to support anymore.
It's only $5.
$5.
Only $5. You can support us. You can, even if you sign up and then cancel right away to just sample everything we got.
It's like buying us a beer.
Like, do it. Do yourself a favor.
Because we have so many podcasts, if you sign up, you get access to everything we've done, including all the retro movie reviews and retro NXT and pay-per-view reviews, such as No Mercy 99, Escape from New York, our cartoon
All-Star
mashup, some retro NXT reviews, like I said. But this month, we're looking at some spooky things for spooky season, and I'm pretty excited. We just did, what did we review this week?
Mothman Prophecies, finally.
Yeah.
From 2002, Richard Gere, Laura Linney.
Oh, man.
Deborah Messing.
Everyone loves Richard Gere.
It's...
Who doesn't love Richard Gere? Like, go out there, ask your mom, your aunt, someone, ask them. What do you think about Richard Gere? I don't think anyone's got a bad word to say about.
Why would you?
Except Sly Stallone and that whole hamster thing. But we talk about it on our review of Mothman Prophecies, which is out now. So we go full detective mode about the Mothman and Point Pleasant, West Virginia. So
I really enjoyed this review. This is one I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and we thought, let's pull the trigger. Let's do it this October.
Yeah,
kicking off spooky season in style.
Someone out there is like, I have no idea what this movie is. You should go watch it.
Find it.
Yeah. Apparently it's on YouTube for free, even though we had to buy it. Like, I couldn't find
What?
it. Sino's like, it's on YouTube.
There are, like, they're in the US,
right.
In Canada, things are different.
Yeah.
But let's have a look now.
Yeah, I mean, it was still easy to find online.
Yeah. And I don't mind giving
Richard Gere needs
creators that money.
Richard, we gotta support our writers.
Yeah, I can't. Oh no, it might be here.
Oh wow.
So do yourself a favor, watch it, and then listen. then subscribe to our Patreon, and then listen to this fine review.
Exactly. This month we got a lot of some other scary things coming out, including a review of Halloween Havoc, and then on
Halloween Havoc 98.
Oh
to be specific.
Wow, what a year.
This show has, like, from the sublime to the ridiculous. In this one, can't wait for this one.
What are we recording upcoming?
And then, we've got a Friday the 13th coming up, which means we should do a Friday 13th review. We kind of missed the last one. I think it was in January.
Yeah.
So Friday 13th, part 3, aka Jason gets a hockey mask.
Finally, Jason's gonna get the hockey mask. So yes, if you're following along on our movie book club, Friday the 13th, part 3, we will be looking at this week. So go watch it, get some feedback in, and check out our review. But yes, all these podcasts, it's only $5 to access a whole month's worth. And if you're someone who uses Spotify, I gotta say the new like plugin that they have that connects the separate Poisonrana Patreon. If you search Poisonrana Patreon in Spotify, all the shows that we do show up, and you can kind of get a little glance at what we do and check out all the shows that we do.
Absolutely. We got some free stuff as well. You just released an episode of Detox with Jordan Goodman.
Yeah, we talk about ghosts, aliens, emotional support animals. The list of random things that we talk about never end on that show, and it's free for you to listen to. So you want to chuckle, you want a check out of the mind, go listen to us.
On top of that, every Thursday, John Cena releases Shot in the Dark, covering all the wrestling you might have missed in that week.
I know he's chatting about Women of Wrestling, a few title changes in the past few weeks, so things are heating up with new cast members and people leaving and stuff. So I know he's been talking about that on that show and all the other wrestling that you may or may not watch.
And then this coming Friday the 13th, we're debuting our brand new show on this very feed. Martin Bushby, Dickie Bird, and Brandon from New Jersey. Eagles Don't Hunt Flies. It's a John Moxley mixtape. Every month they're going to be looking at a different feud, or kind of his interviews, his book, stuff like that. And they're kicking things off with John Moxley versus Nick Gage. I believe this is already in the can.
Right.
They recorded this yesterday. It will be releasing this Friday the 13th.
Well, to quote John Moxley, holy shit.
Holy shit.
I can't wait for the boys. Yes, lots and lots of podcasts. There's free podcasts, there's Patreon. We do so many to keep you entertained wherever you may be. And if you like us, let us know.
Absolutely.
At Poisonrana Pod, Twitter, Instagram.
Well, shall we get into it?
I think so. Shall we jump in the fast lane?
Let's do it. We're on the fast lane to WrestleMania. Oh, wait. No, not quite yet. Why is this show called Fast Lane?
Wait, for every segment on the show today, you loaded up a car sound, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't sick of that after the first 3 times.
We're in Indianapolis. The set is back.
Whoa.
They debuted a pay-per-view set. 2 cars on the stage. Yeah. It was Fastlane. It was a WWE Premium Live event. And we kicked things off with Cody Rhodes and main event Jey Uso winning the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships from the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I don't know what was better, them shocking the world, beating the Judgment Day, or their press conference afterwards.
It was the press.
Where Jey Uso said, if you lost money tonight, like, too bad. Like, you put on the wrong horse. I think no one really saw this one coming, and definitely, like, swerves the story a bit. Cody wanted to finish the story, so he finished the story.
He's the undisputed champion.
He finished the story becoming tag champs with a guy who helped cost him the title all these months ago. It's pretty cool, and it's interesting. I think it makes the tag division there is pretty, like, flat, and I think it could spice things up and bring some excitement back. I'm hoping something eventually leads to DIY getting the tag titles and getting a run there and having some great tag team matches. So I'm actually thinking, as like weird as it is, as very like random as it is, like they used to do this back in the day with other stars as well, and it helps like progress some stories.
I think it's a really good move, actually. I think Cody, like, we assume, unless like, you know, a Rock comes in or a CM Punk comes in, we assume the destination is probably Cody Roman at WrestleMania. He had his Brock feud, that's over. So now it's like, how can we keep Cody busy? And I'm actually really enjoying what they're doing with Jey Uso on Raw, where it's not the typical, you know, WWE. He's a good guy now. Forget everything that happened before this. Everyone's not really trusting him. And now you've got these two holding the tag championships. You can imagine Sami and Kevin looking at that like, well, fuck. Like, they were our titles, and this guy screwed us over so many times. You've got the like Drew McIntyre heel turn coming, where kind of justifiably he's like, why are you hanging out with this guy? He cost us all the title. So I do think it makes it makes this story a bit more interesting, and also allows the dissension with the Judgment Day to progress as well. So I actually think it's a pretty good move.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, and I think the Judgment Day still has a lot of story to go, but they have the briefcase, and I think Priest will eventually succeed in winning. So
Rhea taking that briefcase off of Priest,
she's
being like, nah, you're not tonight. You're banged up.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you think of the match?
The opening tag match, yeah, it was okay. I don't mind like the Jey Uso thing. I find it weird. If you like fast forward, actually, kind of what I just said. If you look back at pay-per-views and you go, oh, this guy was feuding with this guy, and then only a few months later they're tag team champions. It is kind of like, oh, you did just forgive this guy, like he was part of he was your enemy for like quite a while. But the match, it's
only Cody though.
Yeah, only Cody. Yeah. Overall, like it was fine. I thought that the crowd though really helped it and everything else on this show, because they were really loud. When I felt like this is a pretty like standard match up until like the finish was pretty creative with the double team moves and the cool looking crossroads.
And it did the 1D.
Not as crazy as that crossroads on JD McDonough on SmackDown. He sold it like, oh my god, it was insane. But yeah, it was fine. Yeah,
I thought the actual match itself was good. Nothing spectacular. Not like really one I'm gonna go back and rewatch by any means. But I like the kind of story they're telling with these. And then we move on to the LWO down a member, taking on Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. This trio needs a name at some point.
Hurt
I think.
Profits, Street Business.
Yeah.
Guys in suits.
And we have Carlito, who's been signed for quite a while now. Finally, kind of looks like he's in the fold, joining the LWO, helping Ray.
I mean, he was a little late.
Yeah.
The match was on for like 8 minutes.
Maybe Ray didn't get through to him on the phone.
I mean, he had his gear. I don't know what took.
He must
so
live
long.
just down the road in Indianapolis, and then was probably having a bath. Like the phone was off. He's like, oh, I'm gonna chill and watch Fastlane, and then sees this message from Ray.
I'm on my way.
Fuck, better get there. Yeah. Looking jacked.
Yeah, he's looking really good. So
had time to put his gear on though as well.
Yeah, eat your apples, kids. You'll look like Carlito when you're older. That did genuinely make me laugh though, because I'm like, wait, why would you run out now?
Yeah,
like they've been wrestling the whole night.
You got to think as well. Once the bell rings,
you're not.
Are you allowed to?
Yeah, you're not in this match. You're not actually in this.
We have contracts sometimes in wrestling and not in others. I guess this is just open ended.
Don't get me wrong. I like seeing Carlito back. Yeah. I loved him in his original run, so I'm very interested to see what they can do with him. And he got new music. Mm-hmm. I know I loved his old music, but this was pretty fire too, so I'll give it a chance.
Yeah, I'm happy to see Carlito back in the mix, and the LWO stuff's definitely working. I did read a report we've been kind of mentioning about possibly Carmelo Hayes joining this Bobby Lashley group.
Right.
There was a report earlier in the week, I believe, from Fightful, saying that they are talking about adding members to this thing, and brought up the name Odyssey Jones, who we haven't really seen since being drafted to the main roster.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess as more of like the like rookie, but the muscle.
I mean, he hasn't really proven much wrestling wise, where Mello is a like certified main eventer, in ring kind of.
Yeah, like for me, the Odyssey Jones thing doesn't really interest me.
No.
I think Carmelo joining the group, because you can then eventually have a Mello Lashley feud, which will help elevate him
for sure.
But yeah, I am enjoying the Street Profits, how they're doing, like Ford especially, like who has such a babyface style, but how he's like amped up the cockiness and stuff. It's
way more interesting.
Yeah,
way more interesting. I need to see them get even more nastier and more cool, because they were cool when they first were hot in NXT, and then when they came to the main roster, it was fresh to a lot of eyes because they didn't watch them there, and then they got better in the ring and everything. But now I want to see them heal it up, and especially I say the same thing about Mello when he turned face. I was like, now you're kind of boring. I want to see that. I need to see them go full.
I'm hoping this works. You got the impression with the Hurt Business that it was Lashley and MVP who actually picked Shelton and Cedric to join, where I don't think higher ups really had anything like planned for them. Whereas Street Profits are an act they are high on.
Sure.
And especially if they have a mellow as well, I see this working out a lot better than Hurt Business did.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on. We had the women's triple threat match. Io Sky versus Asuka versus... Oh, why not? Let's just have Charlotte insert herself into a match.
Yeah, this was a great match when it was just Io and Asuka fighting. And I'm usually a Charlotte defender. She has some really great matches in the history of WWE and everything. But this felt like I was watching it on slow motion. It felt like she was so out of place when it came to Io and Asuka that it was like very apparent. And I'm someone who watches way too much wrestling. And I just am watching this like... she's making it again. She even had a great match at like WrestleMania like this year. Like, so don't get me wrong. Again, I do like Charlotte, but this was, I don't know if something in this match showed me more, because I see the hate and I get the hate. A lot of our friends are like, oh no, she's not as good as some of the other people. And I don't know, just watching this, I was really just like, this, she makes it look fake. She makes it look so contrived, and the other two are going at it, fighting, striking, and then she comes in and it's like...
She must be one of the most inconsistent top stars, because she's had some great matches. Like, we're coming up to the end of the year, and we're going to be putting out like our short list of matches of the year. And, you know, Charlotte Rhea from WrestleMania will probably go in that list. Sure. I thought that was a fantastic match. But you're right, some of her stuff just looks... weak or sloppy. Her big boot, whenever she hits it, she's like a mile away.
And it's her finish sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's terrible.
Yeah, and I think also just her character now is just completely lacking. I think she's meant to be a babyface, but she comes across
she's not
very, very unlikable. She's the measuring stick, if you will, but it's just, and then it is just, oh, we've got a title program. Let's put Charlotte in there for reasons. It was same at SummerSlam, same at, that WrestleMania when it should have been Ronda Becky.
Yeah.
She really kind of puts me off. And even you see her get misted in the face early on, and you're cutting to her, like, wiping her eyes. And, like, I don't feel sympathetic towards you at all. But yeah, as you said, I think the Io Asuka stuff was great. I think, they do such a great job with these hype videos before the match, where Io has felt pretty insignificant as champion.
Yeah.
But when they cut everything together with her stuff with Bayley, she did feel like, oh, I can speak for myself, and that. I hope now they move forwards with that a bit more.
It's a bit backwards. You kind of just said it. Like, I don't watch Raw and SmackDown every week, but I catch up online and everything. And you watch the crowd reactions. Io is the babyface. But she's cheating with Bayley and her friend Dakota to win, when people don't give a fuck about Charlotte and they're booing her when she's supposed to be no, it should be the other way around completely. And yeah, I don't know what you do to fix like the problem with Io, but I guess it's because we just want to go to the Bayley thing. But again, she shouldn't be booked like a bad guy. It should be booked like...
I don't know if she is, though. Like, they're helping her out, but she's not necessarily... doing the cheating herself.
So like, can we not like Batista, Triple H it, like, kind of like...
I think they are
like I've already surpassed you, Bayley, like I'm the champion now, kind of like in AEW where it was Tony who got the title instead of Saraya, and Saraya was just like, they're kind of doing that.
I think and I think once they get to the match, that's where we'll see Io really get elevated. But I don't think having her in triple threats really helps her feel like a champion at this stage.
Yeah, and definitely, like, I know she's good. Again, any parts with her and Asuka, I feel like that would have been the Mania like go to, and they gave it away for free on SmackDown, and then again here. You could easily go back to it in the future. But
I'd be interested when Kairi is coming back, because that's how you can progress this story. You can have Kairi being like, why are you hanging out with these two?
Yeah.
If you turn Asuka face again, you can have, I think we mentioned Kabuki Sky Pirates the other week.
Kabuki Sky
Pirates.
Pirates.
Have them sort of talking some sense into Io, and
but like
Asuka's finally breaking from...
Asuka's a heel and Charlotte's the face. It doesn't make any sense. No. The crowd are booing the other. Like, it's just weird. But
We did see later in the show while we were talking about the women's division, Jade Cargill on TV arriving to Fastlane, seeing Triple H.
Yeah, I actually kind of thought this was weird. I think if you had her show, that was the first time anyone's ever saw her for first time. I thought that was a bizarre, like, just have her come out.
Sorry, it was Adam Pearce you met with, wasn't it? Oh, and Triple H.
So, like, why didn't you just have her come out on the stage?
Well, I think this was to show kind of, okay, she's signed with the
business
company.
Meetings, like,
yeah, kind of, is she going to Raw? Is she going to SmackDown?
Gotcha.
I could maybe see her having a presence on all 3 shows this week.
Okay.
Like, where is she going to end up?
Sure.
And you could have her on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown this week. And NXT, with this super show we'll get into at the end, I think, you know, her on TV against AEW in the first head-to-head since she's left, I think would be quite a good move.
I think they'll just do what AEW did. Just give her the Goldberg run and just don't have her lose ever. But I don't know, because like the wrestling is something that a lot of people, including myself, am always like skeptical. When it comes to her, though, the character will be so good, and people will definitely latch on. I could see her being a big deal, but I am interested to see if the wrestling gets any better from what we've seen before.
You would hope so, doing house shows and all that.
We'll see. Yeah.
Well, then we had the, as you unplug my laptop, the dream pairing of LA Knight and John Cena taking on the Bloodlines, Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, and Pat McAfee joining commentary for this in his hometown.
Yeah.
And all of them just shitting on how terrible Paul Heyman looks.
Yeah, what's going on? Paul Heyman's just...
The fact that they brought it up a lot on commentary, it's clearly story.
Right.
Like, we've seen Paul do the stuff where, you know, he won't shave a little bit when he's distressed and he'll cry so his eyes look all bloodshot when he's on screen. It's clearly like he stopped dyeing his hair. He's stressing about Roman not being there, Jimmy kind of just being weird in this group, and the bloodline crumbling. I think that's
the whole gimmick is he's on his phone with Roman, right?
Yeah.
That must suck to be Roman on that end, because it's like you just hear like the crowd. It's really loud.
Roman's like, yeah, Paul, I'm watching.
I'm watching it right now.
I'm watching it.
Can I just watch? That would be annoying. Yeah, this pay-per-view is weird because three matches in a row are just like SmackDown tag team matches.
Yeah.
So this wasn't necessarily a fast lane. This was more of a passing lane, an HOV lane, I could say, because I really wasn't feeling this pay-per-view too much.
The weakest pay-per-view they've had in a
maybe
long
a year.
time.
Maybe a year.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And I couldn't really care about some of these. We're 3-3 of like, sorry, now we're at the 4th match of just like, cool, Cena's back, but like he's here to do like the bare minimum in this match. He later, after this in the presser, is basically like, yeah, the second the strike's over, I'm fucking gone. So that wasn't really a nice thing to hear as a fan, because you're like, cool, thanks. Really appreciate you being back here doing absolutely nothing. He got beat up in the match. I'll give him that.
Yeah, but like I think so many tag matches, you see this formula of beating down, you know, it's, you know, you beat down one of the partners and you build up to the hot tag, but it just goes on for so long with not any particularly interesting offense. It's cool seeing LA Knight like ascend. I think I am a fan of his, and it's kind of cool seeing, you know, on commentary them bigging him up as like the fastest rising star right now and all that, and seeing him get kind of the Cena rub sort of, and he looked good on the hot tag. But yeah, the match wasn't particularly interesting at all. Jimmy taking the pin, so I assume we're going to be playing with that, and Jimmy being the weak link, and I imagine when Roman comes back, he's going to probably kick him out of the group.
Yeah, the whole bloodline thing is completely... I'm not going to say it's as bad as like when they took... I'm trying to think, like they had something that was so good that is completely wiped, but it's up there of like I couldn't care less about any of the storyline. I am, though, interested in LA Knight, how crazy a reaction is, how crazy all of a sudden the turn of events. Like, again, last time I watched like a WWE show top to bottom, it was a pay-per-view. Before that, it was SummerSlam. We were at that SummerSlam, and people were going nuts when LA Knight won a battle royal, and was like, oh, that's weird. Now watching like a pay-per-view or so later, you can tell something has shifted in the way they treat him on camera, the way the commentary talks about him. They act like he's like this, like the second coming. Like they pair him with Cena. There's a reason. I think they do finally go, oh, actually, this guy does sell a lot of those weird looking glasses and shirts.
Yeah.
We need to push this guy. So I'd give this guy like a US title run or something right now, because like the next months, Mania is tied up, obviously, but I could see him go. He's good.
I think they do him and Roman at Crown Jewel.
Oh wow, okay. Oh yeah, I mean he can lose. It's fine. Like yeah.
Like why not strike the iron while it's hot? Roman needs an opponent. We've seen the most interesting matches with Roman have been when a character has caught fire, like a Sami or a Cody. So I'd do the match in Saudi.
And like this was him carrying Cena, because Cena didn't do too much in this match, so
he just got beaten up.
Yeah, so it was LA
beat
Knight.
up John Cena.
Yeah, it was LA Knight doing all the wrestling. So I mean, like he's it's impressive to see like how crazy the crowd. Because again, I didn't really care for the show, but the people here tonight were so loud. So
yeah. And then finally, Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Seth Rollins in a last man standing match.
Yeah, this had some cool. I love the outfits from both of them. Been loving this kind of feud more than I've actually been loving the wrestling in this feud. Really loved the last pay-per-view with the anime stuff for Nakamura, but this match had some cool brawling around. WWE's definitely been doing that a lot more lately, I find. Like since I've seen it a lot in AEW, I think WWE has been doing a lot of the, not saying that they never did it, but I'm noticing more they're taking more risks of going into the crowd and going into someone's actual seats and up the railings again. And they didn't do that for quite a long time. So it is kind of refreshing to see that again. And I liked how Seth and him were kind of fighting a bit more everywhere. And this like got some cool spots, specifically that like missed in the face where he
on
fell.
The ladder.
Yeah, that's pretty scary and looked terrifying, and like a whole like exorcist visual.
It was also a way where like you had color without it being blood, but it still looked cool, like Seth's face covered in red. You really need to stop moving your feet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, maybe it was a shout out to John Moxley. It's like, look at my red face too. It had some cool spots, but I'd say it was way better than the last match.
100%.
But it still didn't get to like honestly, it still kind of felt like a TV match to me. Whole pay-per-view did.
I thought this felt like a house show. Really, like with you had all your stars there, but they were all in multi-person matches and tags, triple threats, all that. And Nakamura, this was one of his better matches. At this point, I think they're like it's kind of too far gone. I like what they've done with this character, but when it comes to wrestling, even if he wrestled like the Shinsuke of old, I just don't think I'd care too much anymore.
Yeah, they've definitely lost me already, like with him at least. Being such a huge fan before, and the WWE whatever's gone on with him here just really hasn't interested me or compelled me to keep me interested. So there's some cool spots in this match, but this whole pay-per-view top to bottom was just pretty boring and felt very missable, and kind of wish I didn't really care for. Again, the crowd made it sound like it was so good, but maybe we've just been spoiled with some good wrestling. And you know what? I'm not even talking about AEW. I'm talking about WWE. They actually have been really good. These pay-per-views or whatever. Even
on Raw and SmackDown, they've been having some good matches recently. Like Gunther's run has been fantastic.
Where was he? Like the show that's got 5 matches and they're all fucking house show tag team.
Well, it shows how much they're caring about TV at the moment, and that's kind of what Gunther's deal has been right now. Has been regularly defending this title on TV in a big match. You know what? Nakamura is someone I said I'm kind of like over, but while we're doing all this main roster integration with NXT, he's someone I'd like to see go to NXT again. Him challenging Ilya for the NXT title.
Sure.
Like,
I saw him versus Stax.
If anyone is gonna have like pull a good match out of Nakamura, it'll be Ilya Dragunov, and hopefully pull out a bit of that like strong style of old. Now he's done with this title feud. I don't think that would be a particularly bad idea. And something you could do a NXT PLE on, because I don't see them going back to Mellow Ilya at this point.
No.
We'll probably have the Corbin match on TV. Oh, it's Halloween Havoc. So yeah, maybe whatever the November like pay-per-view is, PLE.
TV.
Yeah, you could do Nakamura.
I don't think they're doing a November one. I think they're doing Deadline, which is the 9th of December.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so do on that.
But they might be doing that Survivor thing, or is that for the number one contender?
That was number one contender last time, wasn't it? Because I think Waller won it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm with you. I didn't really think a whole lot of this PLE.
Yeah.
They'll be building everything up for Crown Jewel because that's a huge stadium show, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll go back to Indianapolis with WrestleMania since Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you guys want a WrestleMania?
Is that just what we're doing now?
Everyone's just going to start doing this now? Cena with England, Pat with this. That was kind of weird. But also, shout out Declan McMahon.
Oh, yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Declan? He looks just like Vince McMahon. Like Shane McMahon's kid is
he's what, a running back?
Football player.
Yeah.
So when that career doesn't work out, I think we see him in the Fed
jumping off.
The new Mean Street Posse was right there and on camera on Fastlane, and we didn't even know it yet. That's a prediction. I think he could be in WWE.
And the first mention of Shane since since Mania.
Yeah. What was Shane like? Guys, come on, give me a ticket. I need front.
That's something I did enjoy during the LA Knight match when he did that leap to the top rope for the superplex. Them just razzing Pat because he tried it at Mania and just slipped, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's how it's done. Like, that's a true athlete right there.
Well, even LA Knight a few weeks ago, but I think it was before SummerSlam where he slipped up and then did it properly at the pay-per-view. And Cole on commentary was like, oh, there you got it this time, kind of thing. It is an impressive move, the Kurt Angle cat jump.
Well, let's move on to AEW, specifically Dynamite this week.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of gave some thoughts on Wrestle Dream on Tuesday on Up Next, and I will say, like, last week was 2 different pay-per-views with No Mercy and Wrestle Dream. I thought Wrestle Dream was fantastic. I think one of the best AEW pay-per-views, like, full stop. It just felt like such a great flowing show. I know it was really long, but some of the matches.
I loved it. I thought it was one of the best they've done.
Yeah, sure. and like they always deliver. And I thought Danielson, Zack Sabre Jr. was just like
5.5 stars.
Honestly, more than that. It was just so good. I haven't even watched it back, but I keep thinking about it.
I need to watch it back. It's possibly my match of the year. We'll see when I do rewatches in a couple of months. But yeah, I loved it. And then coming straight out of it, we started this MJF Jay White feud. Jay White recovered fine after the mystery attack.
Yeah, I was a little confused. Okay, so I actually do like the storyline of the attack because it's like classic wrestling of who done it. Is it very TNA-esque? Yeah, maybe, but it's like getting people talking.
Mysteries work.
Yeah, mysteries always work in wrestling, and we know that. But it's like, is it Adam Cole? But no, he's injured, and it's like, is he really injured? Yeah, I think he's pretty. I think he's pretty injured. Okay, well, is it? Did he get Britt Baker to do it? I don't know. That would be weird. Did he get Roddy and the boys to do it? I don't know. Did Jay White get the Bullet Club guys to jump him like a fake jump out? That could be the story where it's kind of like that was the whole trick. Maybe, I don't know.
Like, I like mysteries in wrestling, but what does it actually matter? You know, it would be more interesting if MJF was jumped by a guy in the devil mask, but MJF and Jay White aren't friends. So, like, why does it matter? And Jay White's fine.
Yeah.
He showed no signs of damage
he wasn't
from
injured or anything.
So, like, it kind of, this isn't, you know, who shot Aleister Black or who ran over Stone Cold or anything.
I know.
Because they were out for months from that, or weeks or whatever. Like, this, I kind of don't really care. I like the idea of a mystery, but what purpose does it serve?
Like, really, I mean,
you hurt Jay White
really
a day?
Really, the storyline is Cole hurt? We don't know. Is Cole hurt? He looked like he was limping. He comes out. Someone clips his knee wearing the mask. Someone beats the shit out of Adam Cole. Now he's got to get surgery.
100%. Then you've got the mystery.
Like, who did this?
You've got someone in the MJF mask taking out Adam Cole. That makes way more sense. Yeah. Why does MJF care if Jay White got beaten up?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even seem to care too much.
Right.
I just find it, like, the idea of a mystery's cool, but I don't think it's been executed well at all.
I think it needs to it's going to lead to some sort of swerve where it might have just been the Bullet Club guys. I don't know.
I am enjoying Jay White, though. I think his promos have been really good. I think he's really elevated himself to feel like a main eventer on AEW.
Good for him, honestly. I know he gets a lot of like flack from some fans, but some people haven't really got to see him shine. And I know in New Japan, like some of his best bits were when he was talking and he didn't have restraints. He could like cuss and not say all these things in New Japan. But when it came to some of his big matches, he delivered on some of those big pay-per-view matches, and he tends to go long and stuff, but I find he's really compelling. And I thought when his music hit last week, when it was kind of weird, like, oh, he's coming out to talk to MJF. As a fan, again, of someone who's followed him, I almost like went like gulped, like, oh boy, like you're about to have a promo battle with MJF, like that could be not good for your character. And in the end, I think it went the opposite. I think people went, oh, wait a second, who the fuck's this guy?
Yeah,
this guy's pretty good. So
he's holding his own, and I think he feels like a main eventer now. I like that they've announced the match 6 weeks out, which is very unusual for AEW. We know the main event now.
Which is not very likely of them to do. Like, I like that they did that, but yeah, like when Jay White was signed with the Bullet Club Gold thing, we all groaned, and somehow like they managed to make it work. And I really want that shirt that Juice Robinson wears that just says "Bang Bang Gang"
Bang,
on
gang.
it. Just imagine wearing that. Like, I already have problems wearing that Scissor Me shirt out, but "Bang Bang Gang," love it.
Yeah, I've liked the promos. I haven't particularly liked the story so far.
Yeah.
I hate stealing the title angles. Like, I think it's so lazy, and they've done AEW have done it a bunch. They did it with Brody Lee and Cody. They did it with Nyla Rose, and it's just like, okay, so you've stolen the title. You're not the champion, though.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's kind of lazy. So it's a long time until Full Gear.
Yeah.
I am pleased they've announced the match, but like, I want the kind of story to kind of get a little hotter.
Yeah, I imagine the Kingdom come to the aid of MJF.
I think so. I think that would be cool. Roddy and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Roddy,
Adam!
So good they aired it twice.
Okay, so like definitely been a defender of the Adam Cole MJF things, the dodgeball, the sitting on a boat with Captain Insano. I've been a fan. This was the one that broke me.
Yeah.
This was the one that, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they aired it twice. We have the fight feed.
Yeah.
Use a VPN. It's way better.
We watched it absolutely fine first time around.
And I was like, wait, why are they playing this again? So we were pretty cheesed, but we skipped ahead. But yeah, this one didn't do too much for me. This one actually, I was like, oh, is this what everyone else has been thinking about the other ones? Because it felt very cheesy and like, okay, we're gonna show up to his house. Okay, quickly, what can we come up with to do this? Okay, how about we joyride in slow motion around the house on these like scooters? And I felt like they've done this joke with just a music and slow-mo for the past few weeks that I'm like, all right, let's maybe. And Adam, you're injured now. I just, it felt really weird.
Yeah, I feel like they're telling it so, like, you had the MJF trying to phone Adam later and it went to voicemail. I think now MJF is this is when his real test is, because he's been a heel the whole time using heel tactics, and then Adam Cole's been with him, who's trying to kind of keep him good, but also helping him out here and there. And now he's a good guy and can't rely on Adam Cole as well. But I just thought it was horrible. I didn't find it funny at all.
Yeah, and I do love Roddy in this gimmick and Adam and everyone involved, but this one definitely didn't.
It's fine. It's when you push it too far, you know, you keep pushing the boundaries of how far you can go, and then it just gets to the point where this was just a bit too ridiculous. But like, I imagine we're not going to see Cole now for a while.
I guess it sounds bad, this injury. Like, that's going to be
2
a while.
surgeries
so
he
like,
needs.
Yeah,
it's probably a year or so.
Yeah, which is a huge shame because how big this story was, and it kind of just ends this way, at least for now. And it's not like MJF could be champ for a whole year, but eventually the story can re-pick back up and hopefully be even bigger and better. But you do feel for the guy. It was him jumping off the side there. It's like, oh man.
Like, he's had 3 injuries now in AEW.
Rough, man.
Which is such, because I can't remember him being hurt in NXT at all. He had a real solid run.
I'm not
but
sure, yeah.
Real shame. It's stop and start. It's clear, like, as soon as he's back, I think they'll position him right towards the top again. But like, we've only had him back a few months, it feels.
You know, MJF is getting beat up by these Bullet Club guys. Maybe he just needs to call Wardlow again.
Well, yeah, we'll get to Wardlow in a little bit. But yeah, we're on the same page there. Yeah. And then we had the Golden Jets taking on Konosuke Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher taking the place of Sammy Guevara, who I thought Fletcher was really impressive in this match. But
yeah, there's a
Callis turning on him as soon as he took the pin was pretty funny.
But yeah, so Sammy's hurt or was sick or something like that.
Sick.
Yeah, so he couldn't make this match. So the story was that Ospreay, who also is not in this match, was like, hey, just use my boy Fletcher because his partner Mark Davis got injured with a snapped wrist or something during that match. So Fletcher take the spot, and then as soon as he loses, Callis is like, actually, no, this guy
sucks. Yeah. And they're like, no, he was really impressive. Nah, he sucks.
Yeah. I've been loving the Don Callis thing, and since that painting of the Last Supper or whatever, Judas, you're trying to figure out, was there other faces that are joining this kind of faction? And I'm happy that it's Sami. They need to turn him around. Hopefully they can, but he wasn't on TV this week, so I was like, okay, that's already a step back. But the Ospreay thing, I'm still rubbed the wrong way from Wrestle Dream, where Ospreay just comes out with them and didn't get his own entrance.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this guy is huge, and why are we treating him like he's just some other guy now with Don? Where that would be a deter for Ospreay to sign with them. If he's like, this is how you're going to treat me, I can easily go elsewhere. Because about 3 different people sent me a link this week saying, look, Ospreay signed with WWE. No, that was a fake. Anyone can make fake news reports.
They gave him like the semi-main event in a stadium.
Yeah.
You know, like I can't see him being put off by being in a 6.
No. I'm just like,
he's part of this family. Like, why would he get his own entrance?
Yeah, he should be the leader of this group. But he's not on TV every week because he's not really signed here. Where I think if he were to be like, then you would treat him as like the ultimate. But he's already got his own group with the United guys and all this. So it is a little like weird.
Yeah, I don't like Ospreay in this group. Yeah. Like, he is a babyface in New Japan right now. It does feel weird. It felt weird him being a heel in the build to the Jericho match, and then obviously being a huge babyface at Wembley. But we did have Will Hobbs join the family.
He's just been looking for a family. He's been hopping around to different families.
With Taz, with QTV.
Yeah. I guess he's done with QTV.
Yeah, good. I'm like, I like Hobbs and I want to see him do well, but like, as you said, they keep on putting him with groups.
Yeah.
And obviously the Callis family is more of a main event stable than QTV or even Taz was. And the idea of Hobbs, Kenny,
cool,
interesting, like clash of styles, I guess. But I don't know, it is a bit like back to the drawing board again with Hobbs.
Yeah. He had a book as well. He
might still have a book.
Yeah. I'm interested to see where it can go, but you've already conditioned us to be like, this guy's not working out too much. But we'll see. And then they crack Kenny in the head with a chair. Oh man, can this guy catch a break?
Yeah.
This poor guy just keeps getting beat up.
And Edge was like his best friend an hour before, and he's like, nah, I've got to save myself.
I got a segment later.
I really want to tag with Christian. I don't want to help.
I can't wreck my situation.
I
just got here. I don't want to start anything.
Well, there were some other stuff happening in we had the Edge and Christian.
Yeah, Edge is in AEW.
Edge is in AEW. Fantastic closing segment, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Edge coming to AEW, pretty cool. Adam Copeland, he said like there's no ill will to Triple H and WWE. Like there wasn't anything going on, and Triple H kind of recently said he agrees with him and like wishes him the best and everything like that. But seeing him in AEW, there's so many different things I'm sure he wants to do. We kind of mentioned like, you know, more wrestling younger talent and maybe, you know, wrestling in Japan or wrestling hardcore matches again and like some fun stuff. So him in AEW definitely has my interest, and it had a lot of other people's interest, like online and views and everything. People were watching this on YouTube. But his first talking segment where he comes out and he basically says, I came to AEW to be with my best friend. And his best friend comes out and he says to his best friend, I just want to tag with you again. That's why I'm here. And his friend says, go fuck yourself. Again, we watched on Fight.
Yeah.
So me and you were howling laughing at this. And then it turns like a lot of people were like, wait, what did he say? And it's like, one of the best AEW Dynamite moments ever. And most people had to rewatch it on Twitter to see how it really aired. But wow, what a segment.
It was great. I loved actually Adam Copeland's promo as well. I think how we've heard him say in the press conference and things, like we've heard him say the story, like he wanted to, his daughter was like, oh, go and play with Uncle Jay, go have fun with him. And I like how it didn't feel like he was playing a character. I hate when they try to ignore everything that happened before. He came out and was like, wow, it's weird hearing my name Adam being chanted for the first time, and playing up that realism and bringing Christian out and being like, hey, you've been a dick, you look more of a prick than you normally do, but let's do this. I thought it really blurred the lines of like reality really well. Him coming in being like, yeah, I'm coming here because there are wrestlers I want to wrestle and I want to finish my career tagging with Jay and stuff like that. I thought it built it up so well for that final line, go fuck yourself. And Christian, just his reactions, you seeing him consider every single word that Copeland's saying, and just brilliant. This character he's got going is so good, and
it really is.
I can't wait for them to this feud has my attention, and and then the eventual tag, they're gonna go to it at some point, but have you want it even more, build it, dangle those breadcrumbs or whatever. And then on Collision last night, we didn't get to catch all of it, but we did watch the Copeland segment with kind of Christian's lackeys taking him out there.
Well, they tried to, we got the Copecution. I hope that's not the actual name, but that's pretty funny. I love this segment with Edge and Christian where there's been these videos for the past like year or two, like on social media, where people have been highlighting Edge's promos from WWE when specifically the feud or when he was in the Judgment Day, and it'd be like a 10-minute promo from Edge just kind of rambling, and then Christian being like, lol, your dad's dead.
Yeah.
I think that they both have seen those videos, because that's exactly what this segment was. It was Edge talking for a while, but in a good way, because he was explaining himself. I am in AEW and I'm free and yada yada yada. And then Christian just one line, go fuck yourself. So it was just that.
That was the other thing I liked, you mentioning Judgment Day, and as I said, like not pretending other stuff didn't exist.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, I was doing what you were doing. Yeah. I brought people in with me and they just kicked me to the curb, and they're going to do the same to you. I thought that was a really smart thing. And
he says 18-year-old Nick Wayne and a dinosaur are going to kick you to the curb, Christian.
I thought that was pretty clever, tying in the Judgment Day stuff with this group Christian's got going on. But so far, like, the Edge stuff is definitely working for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I think Luchasaurus, I guess it makes sense for his first match. I can't say it's my like.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to see him maybe do the Danielson thing where you just go to a huge match right away.
Yeah.
But it makes sense with the story. And Luchasaurus is good as well. It's just weird kind of clash of styles, because you're bringing Edge in to be, probably beaten down for most of the match by Luchasaurus until he hits the spear for the win.
Yeah, and then, they'll probably announce him versus Nick Wayne like a week after. I imagine Full Gear is Christian.
Yeah,
so
I would assume so.
And I'm super excited for that. They're Six Guts. They're Toronto boys, and seeing them fight, I need them in a fucking ladder TLC, anything goes, concerto concert match or whatever. Because these guys, I know they're gonna go at it and kill each other. Because I will say, I'm a Toronto boy, and I grew up loving Edge and Christian. But when they finally feuded in WWE, they had a match. When they finally broke up, they got in a feud together, and they had a ladder match. I thought it didn't live up to the hype that I knew those two could do. So I needed.
It's rare it does.
Yeah. So I needed all these years later for them to rectify.
Make good.
And then I was at the Raw in Toronto where Christian, the last time they've ever fought, I was at that match, and it was like pretty basic match and standard, but like it was in Toronto. It was pretty monumental.
Yeah, you probably have like Luchasaurus this week, Nick Wayne the week after. You can do the 6-man before Full Gear.
Yeah, we need FTR aren't tied up with anything. They can help out Edge.
Oh, I was gonna say Sting and Darby.
Oh yeah, Sting and Darby. Yeah,
and Darby seems to be okay.
Is he? I mean,
well, he was on Collision. He got beaten up.
Oh yeah, he got beat. Yo, give this guy a break, man. What the hell? After that stairs spot, this guy's arm must be hurting.
Yeah.
Wow, I just didn't even realize that. Yeah, he got beat up on Collision, and a week ago, he was pretty much murdered on TV by Christian. Wow.
And then some other stuff in AEW this week. Wardlow came back. His hair's looking weird. Just squashes Griff Garrison.
Yeah, Edge Jr. I wonder if they met. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So the internet detectives realized that Wardlow came out with the letters MJF on his wrist tape.
Oh.
On Wednesday. So like I said earlier, does that mean Wardlow's like, I'm coming for you? He reminds himself every day, I'm coming for you. Or, you know what, maybe I'll just join up with you again because MJF needs friends.
Yeah, I think you could do the match against each other.
But he's a babyface now, right? So it's kind of weird.
Well, yeah. And yeah. I think, you could have Wardlow as the heel in this.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
He's pretty mean to Griff Garrison.
He was pretty mean, yeah. I would say he's probably better. You know what? Him coming out would have been a bigger surprise because it was like all of a sudden his entrance music hits and we're like, oh shit, we haven't seen this guy in a while, and the crowd kind of went, oh yeah. I think it would have been a bigger reaction if he was the one in Callis's family. If all of a sudden we hadn't seen this guy in months and he shows up beating the shit out of
Or again, you mentioned earlier, like Adam Cole, if he was the one taken out instead of Jay White, and it would be pretty clear it was Wardlow because he's fucking huge. But yeah, something like that. I think, he murdered MJF in their match at, was it Double or Nothing or whatever it was? And then all the MJF news, like quitting, you fucking mark, all that kind of. Yeah. He sort of went downhill right away.
It was MJF's fault.
So, that's what you could do. I think you could maybe build to that feud, but also reports of, maybe, I think it was Dave Meltzer saying some younger wrestlers eyeing up WWE.
Of course.
Wardlow could definitely be one of those guys. So they're like, let's put you on TV again now. Do you want a title program?
Yeah, he would definitely fit into WWE, absolutely. But I did think, I don't want to say they wasted the opportunity with him last year when the iron was hot, but what did you want him to do? Have him as champion? Yeah. Right away? I don't think that would have been the right move.
No.
They did fumble it, obviously, but they were kind of booked into a corner, I would say, but they did it to themselves.
Timing is such a thing, isn't it? Striking the iron while it's hot. And I think when, us saying, do the LA Knight Roman match now, because you could, fans lose interest after a while if you keep getting beaten. I think similar we said with Nakamura and Hobbs and Wardlow, I'd put in, you've had quite a few stop-starts now. You start to not care.
Yeah, so is it he has a match with MJF, or he joins MJF to help him, or does MJF have the Kingdom? Does the Pinnacle get back together to help MJF? Now, I don't know.
Some other things, we had the debut of Timeless Tony Storm.
Timeless. Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Great character work from Tony
good.
Storm. Man, remember when she was like, I'm quitting WWE. All they want to do is put pie in my face and make fun of me. I just want to do my own thing. I think she was talking about this because this is great.
Oh, she's being fantastic.
Definitely was just kind of coasting and chilling in WWE or NXT and didn't really do too much. She had a few good matches here or there in the Mae Young and stuff, but it's not until now where I'm like, wow, you're like a whole package of the character, the look, the acting, the wrestling.
She was pretty bland before.
She was so
I didn't care about this whole rock chick thing she had going on. And no. This is so entertaining. This is and
timeless.
The talking throughout the match, the I'm gonna give you a titty slap.
Tits out Tuesday
to cutting to the commercials. We'll be back after these very important sponsors.
Yeah, it's okay. So I one of the TV channels that we have at my work is Silver Screen Classics, and we play retro movies, and some of the old movies and stuff that we play, we have old timey commercial things, and that's exactly what they do is these after our sponsors. And then on Collision she's got a script that she gave to Kiera Hogan, and Kiera's I don't understand. I also saw she was biting her butt, so there was booty eating on Collision. So really, if you're not watching Collision, the only person you're fooling is yourself.
Yeah. No, she's been great. I wonder if you maybe add RJ City like to the
gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah, not just those backstage interviews thing. I think that could work because I think he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
As
Do you
well.
add another wrestler?
Like he could be her like agent or something, you know, like trying to think of things that work with that old Hollywood theater actress kind of gimmick.
Yeah, true. Agent, manager.
Exactly, that kind of
you know, does
or just errand boy.
Yeah, that's
you
what
know,
I mean.
like
yeah.
get me my coffee, that kind of thing.
Because I've heard there's talks of who is it, Maria May? She's been wrestling in like Stardom, and she just wrapped up, and people are assuming she's coming to AEW.
Right.
She could kind of fit in being blonde with the whole like starlet kind of thing. But I've been loving this Toni Storm.
Yeah, I think she needs kind of what like Rebel was to Britt. Like something just so she can bounce off more, but it's definitely working.
Yeah, honestly, she should be the champion again with this character. It's just so over the top. But I'm still waiting out for Jamie to come back so we can go back.
No real update on her.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, you did mention FTR don't have much to do now because they dropped the tag titles in shocking fashion on Collision. Collision airing slightly earlier to kind of preempt Fastlane.
Yeah, I don't think they told the people who had tickets that because no one showed up.
But yeah, Ricky Starks, Big Bill just demolishing FTR.
Yeah, pretty shocking. I mean, no one saw this coming. I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna skip this match," and then went, "Wait, what? What happened? They lost? What? How?" Kind of weird, but also there must be a reason. If there's smoke, there's fire. Possibly gun smoke, because like obviously people assume, hey, is this guy Cash Wheeler gonna get in trouble for some things that he got caught up with after this match? Because it was shocking, people right away went to assume, well, they just got CMFTR, like the right
trademark.
Yeah, the trademark of it. Does this mean they're gone? You know, they just jobbed. That means they're gone. That's wrestling. They jobbed. They're gone. And doesn't help when Dax goes on Twitter and says top guys out. And then a few hours later goes, hey, we're not leaving. We're here for life. This is home. I always say top guys out. And
yeah.
Like, yeah, they do. But yeah.
Like also they've been like, people read into all this stuff. And obviously like, yeah, it was shocking that they lost these titles. But also, I don't think there's too many matches they haven't done as champions now at this point.
Yeah.
For now. I don't think their contracts are till 2027.
Yeah.
They want to do the Edge stuff.
Of course.
I don't see them going out. I think this is more just you know what they did with Brody Lee, like when he won the TNT title, just really shock. They've been putting a lot behind Ricky Starks and Big Bill. So I do kind of like the idea of them as champions.
Yeah.
If you're not putting Ricky in the like world title picture or TNT title, I think this works.
I mean, and I gotta say, shout out Big Bill. Finally winning a title. You could tell he was very emotional. Enzo and Cass never won any tag titles. Oh, wait, did they win
No, never.
They never win the tag titles.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know, you know, in WWE, he wasn't necessarily the best, but he had moments, and I always thought he should have been.
He had his moments against FTR.
Yeah, so I'm pretty. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty happy for this guy. He had so many ups and downs in his life, and there's been times when us fans kind of cast him out and aside, and I'm so happy something's finally working and with him, and the same with Ricky Starks. He's obviously a younger cat, but him. You're right. Like, well, we can't make him champion right now. Let's make him tag champion. It does make things interesting. I wonder if they rematch this. It's kind of interesting that they squashed FTR.
I think that was a good move, doing it that way.
Right.
Yeah, it just makes this team seem a little bit more hot and puts a lot of steam behind them right away. I do see them eventually doing the Shawn Diesel thing with these two. It's just like, I mean, look at them. It's Ricky is a Shawn Michaels kind of character right now, and Big Bill's very much a Diesel kind of character. So I think that could really work. And fans are starting to get into Big Bill again as well.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I thought it was a pretty bold move, and actually made you need to do these kind of things on Collision because you want people to watch that show. It should be, they're trying to treat it as a main show, and the time slot sucks because there's so much competition on a Saturday. But doing this, it's like, okay, even if I'm not able to watch it live, I do need to DVR Collision. Things do happen on it, unlike Rampage. So I think it was a good move.
Yeah, I wonder. We're recording this like the next day, right after, and I'm sure by the time Monday or Tuesday ratings and all this, like I'm sure they got eaten alive by people watching John Cena on Fastlane. 100%. But still, it is an interesting move and gets people talking about, like, because people were talking right away, like, whoa, what happened? A title change? That's crazy. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what they do. There's obviously so many different tag teams that can challenge against these guys, but FTR, they can tangle back up with Edge, get together with Edge finally, and have his back or something along those lines.
Yeah, they'll be kept busy, I'm sure. And I think the whole trademark thing, they're just being smart. Everyone should be doing this.
Yeah.
If something, part of your gimmick isn't trademarked by the company, do it.
So, like, when they eventually go back to WWE, they can do CMFTR. If they go to New Japan, they can do CMFTR.
Exactly.
So.
And just the T-shirts, like that money goes to them. It doesn't go to an AEW or whatever. They can release that stuff on PWT.
Maybe Tony was pissed that they did that, so he made them lose the belts.
Maybe. Who knows? Or Cash is going to prison.
Also that, because guns are bad.
Yeah, guns are bad, kids.
Just remember that.
Well, talking of CM Punk, it's CM Punk talk time.
That's right. Get the CM Punk jar out.
So it's looking more and more likely that he's going to WWE at Survivor Series in Chicago.
Right.
But there's a lot of people he needs to make up with first.
He needs to say sorry. And is it too late now to say sorry? Corey Graves, with every show he does, just dropping CM Punk hints.
They did this with the the Cody debut, right?
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I imagine Triple H said, CM Punk, you can come back. Yeah, sure, but here's this like low ball offer. This is what we got for you.
100%.
This is what we got for you, buddy. Come on.
So you need to say sorry to Roman. You need to say sorry to the big dog.
You're gonna job to Roman.
He apologized to Miz, didn't he?
You got a job to Roman.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. If I was Roman, I'd go fuck off. Get out of here.
I think you never really hear about like tensions backstage at WWE.
In WWE, yeah.
Like I'm sure not everyone gets
PR there.
But yeah, it's like
he
ain't gonna get away with his shit there.
You imagine your job, like our jobs were like public, like yeah, you never hear about shit in WWE unless it's like, yeah, they got in a fight on a plane or something. Yeah. It's like, no, because the people's jobs are like, yo, stop. What the fuck? Like, this is a machine. And
we're paying you.
Yeah.
And this is what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Roman Punk, obviously a big match you could go to because obviously Punk was just trashing Roman for years there. And Roman in interviews now is kind of like, yeah, I'm over it. If there's money to be made, there's money to be made. And I mean,
he's a professional.
Yeah,
like, I think we've seen Hangman take that approach where it's like, ain't getting involved.
Yeah.
Like, what happened.
Yeah. I don't know. It is weird. Like, you can't deny that there's interest when it comes to CM Punk in wrestling because he's such a figure that everyone wants to watch and be entertained by. But it's like there's such a sour taste in the mouth of as us fans that we're gonna watch him go to WWE after a run in AEW where you were so petty to WWE. Like, you took so many shots to WWE that weren't even so like, oh, you didn't need to say that. And now you're going back there and you're probably going to do the opposite and now talk shit about the indies and call them this and that. And it's like, really? And Triple H is probably going to be like, yeah, fucking do it. Yeah, egging him on and stuff. It just shows like the actual care. Again, he hasn't done this yet.
No.
But if he does, it shows even more the character of this dude than anyone else. And as much as you Chicago people can love this guy off, like, he doesn't care. He just wants to get fucking paid. So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he stands by his words with like Saudi,
exactly,
and things like that.
Exactly. I want to see this guy go back on everything he said. Some like social media is crazy. People have clipped every bad thing he said in the last. How long was he in AEW? For a cup of coffee? Everything he's ever said about WWE is rewatchable online, and it's like so interesting. If he were to go back, like all these things, he would have to eat his words.
It's interesting because there's obviously, I think, a whole load of the like AEW WWE fans will not like this guy. I think, like, and I'm one of them. I am intrigued. I would be happy to see him back, but I don't like the guy. I think he's a hypocrite.
Yeah,
I think he's a jerk.
Yeah.
But you know, there's so many WWE fans who've never watched AEW, and he left in 2013, and he's coming back in 2023.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2014.
Yeah,
he left,
9 years ago.
and he's going to come back as the biggest babyface. So I wonder if they play with that, and you kind of saw that towards the end of his AEW thing, where they have him tread the line.
Oh, if he's WWE's babyface right away, and he's gonna shit on AEW.
But
right away.
I would think, like, if you're doing a WrestleMania match, I think Seth is probably more likely than Roman.
Yeah.
And Seth's a big babyface right now. Do you just play into that and have him be the asshole?
Yeah. I couldn't imagine Seth jobbing out to another AEW guy in their debut, because like Seth has his issues with Punk too. He's the one who has been vocal, or is that just, hey, you ever need a match?
Well,
set it up.
I mean, I yeah, it could be that as well. But I also think Seth is like, as Roman, a professional, and it's like, yeah, I don't like you, but I'll do the match. Apparently, he didn't really get along with Riddle too well, but they worked together fine. I would see that as the WrestleMania match.
I think
night one, Punk and Seth, give them both the main event they've never had at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Night 2, Roman Cody.
Look, Punk, you can come back, but you have to lose to Seth.
Yeah.
You have to, which he'll be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Which he won't.
No. And then he goes to Impact.
Yeah, and then he'll be champion there.
Yeah.
Go to NWA, CMFTR come back. It's gonna be great. Yeah, I see Punk having a pipe bomb promo at Survivor Series.
You see him talking at Survivor Series. You don't just see him coming out and
come out and sit down on the ramp and cut a promo
while everyone's laid out in the War Games ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I went to war, and then talks about how he was never in a war.
It would be more fun just him coming out at the Rumble.
Yeah, I guess, but
Rumble surprises are better.
Yeah, that's
not in Chicago.
It's not in Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Well, we have this Tuesday, the biggest Tuesday night in wrestling history.
Holy.
NXT versus AEW Dynamite. And what a stacked event we have both sides.
Super Tuesday is what we're calling this. Title Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. It's really just it's gone crazy.
Yeah.
WWE. Really, like,
so funny.
We don't have competition. The only competition we have are sports and other shows. You mean AEW? No. But what happens if they move to your night? Fuck them. We're calling in John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, Bret Hart, fucking Goldberg. Who's available?
Yeah.
They're acting like Saudi when Saudi's like, yo, is the Ultimate Warrior available? No, he's dead. Well, can we still get him? Because, like, we need to beat them in the ratings here. Yeah. Wow. AEW and NXT went head-to-head on Wednesday nights. And then NXT had the white flag. And they moved to Tuesdays. And we haven't had this for years now. And now all of a sudden, with like some real sports coming involved, AEW's like, hey, there might be a few weeks where we got to go to Tuesdays. This being the first of maybe a few in the next year or so. But yeah, already sparking WWE to make some crazy decisions. Obviously, on Up Next, we talk about NXT every week. They announced Asuka, and then me and you watching, I joked you, were they going to announce Roman? They come back from break. Melo's like, yo, Cena's going to be on the show. I'm like, we just started laughing, like, okay. Then they came back from another break. Yo, Cody's on the show. We're like, jeez. And then Heyman's like, and Roman Reigns says I can be there. So Heyman's on the show. And now, what else could they fucking possibly do? They add The Undertaker.
Yeah. I'd be interested, because Undertaker said in an interview that he's not going to be the dead man anymore. We saw when he came out the anniversary show.
He's badass.
He's the biker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't get why people get angry about this. This is great. Like, WWE, they're coming up to, like, it's TV rights season for them. Like, absolutely, you want to show, like, hey, we've got 3 properties we're selling. They've sold 1 already. They've got these other 2 properties, and they go with the, like, click of the finger, we can make Tuesday nights NXT, like, valuable.
1 million viewers.
And easily. Like they're easily going to do that this week.
I have a feeling NXT will beat AEW.
I think so.
Like you've announced some big names. NXT did better than AEW did on different nights this past week, and that wasn't
it's
with
not
Cena.
AEW's normal night.
Yeah, AEW's like not on their normal night.
And apparently, people just still can't understand how TV works. Like, oh, it's on today. Just look it up. I don't get all these people that like. I've been VCRing stuff since I was born. You know, like I rarely watch shit live. Yeah. It's like people don't understand DVRs exist.
Yeah.
Like streaming after the fact exists. TV guides exist.
Yeah.
I find it just so fucking funny.
So yeah, Tuesday night they're going head to head, and we're gonna do something we haven't done, is watch both at the same time, and then we're gonna be joining John Pollock and Wei Ting for a special Super Tuesday Night War Showdown show, where we're gonna somehow make sense of it all. Saw Wei the other day, and I said, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do for this show, and I don't know how it's gonna work, and Davey's nervous.
Like, full disclosure, I think this is gonna be fun. I really don't want to do this because I enjoy just watching and enjoying wrestling. Like, as I said, I've had DVRs and VCRs in my life. Yeah. I can watch two things at different times, but what's going to be fun is seeing what airs against what at the same time and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to end up just not watching either show. Really,
it's just going to be too overloaded.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I think they're gonna skip the breakout tournament this week.
Maybe, yeah.
We're gonna put that next week.
Yeah.
Sorry, Undertaker needs to come out.
Yeah. What are you most looking forward to on each show?
The Undertaker.
The Undertaker. Who is his segment with?
Joe Gacy. I heard you don't have a tree anymore. Have you tried riding
He takes Davie Rain under his wing.
Yeah, there you go.
Crucifixes her like the old days.
Yeah,
sacrifice.
The Rock comes out. What's The Rock doing here in AEW? Yeah, I mean, no, on NXT. Holy shit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think on Dynamite, I expect Jon Moxley to murder Phoenix in seconds.
Yes.
Like Death Rider, elevated Death Rider 1, 2, 3, takes the title back. I think that's absolutely fine. We reset, we go back to where we were.
Yeah.
The one match that I'm it's huge. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but I'm kind of scratching my head. Why is Danielson v Swerve? That is a huge match. That is pay-per-view worthy.
Yes.
But I feel you've kind of backed yourself in a corner a bit where you seem to be protecting both guys right now.
Yes.
Swerve just had the biggest win of his career against Hangman.
Which was an amazing match.
Which was a great match. Danielson is, undefeated at the moment since Okada?
Coming back, yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have him lose at this point. He's beaten Okada. He's beaten Zack Sabre Jr. Like, it feels you got big stuff for him.
And also, this is for the TNT.
It's for the TNT, which I don't really see Brian. Maybe Brian's feuding with Christian. Swerve and Christian makes no sense.
So bizarre.
And I think even to have Hangman cost Swerve doesn't really seem to be in his character either. So, like, don't get me wrong. This is a match I want to see.
Yeah, this match sounds amazing. Yeah.
I just feel like it's a bit of a headache with booking it, and we'll see what they do.
Yeah, I'm really into this. Is the match I'm most looking forward to across both shows, to be honest. And I do think this, like, if you put this in the next Seattle pay-per-view they ever go back, this would be huge for them. But instead you're getting it for free on TV, which is crazy. And both characters right now are mad hot, so interesting to see what they do with it. But I'm really looking forward to this match. And like, really, like, I know AEW.
Is it the main event, do you think?
Possibly, or Edge, maybe, I'm not sure, but
Edge Luchasaurus, yeah, probably
something happens after that, right? Yeah, like, I know we're NXT guys and Up Next and all that, but like, genuinely, I would, if I wasn't doing shows, I'd probably watch AEW first, because you're gonna get Cena, Cody, and Undertaker, but they're not wrestling; they're coming out to.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes' big announcement: he's facing Undertaker in the main event
on
NXT.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I know AEW will have, like, the better show, but I do think NXT will beat it by maybe quite a lot, even in the ratings.
I think it will.
Yeah, which is got to be scary for the new era of AEW being like, oh man, we keep getting beat down. But as much as people like to like shit on the other companies because they're such like tribalists behind each thing, it's like, man, I'm just happy for wrestling right now. It's so fun being a fan. Like, so much going on. You can choose whatever you want to watch. You can really like what you like. Like WWE's been killing it in the spectacle. No, I didn't like Fastlane, but really liked Wrestle Dream last week because of the wrestling in it. But sometimes I do like my LA Knight promos and my, Cena's back. Oh shit! Wait, the Undertaker's coming on NXT. Like, there's so many like things going on that it's fun.
How are they doing Undertaker's entrance?
He's coming out on the bike
in the tiny PC.
They just turned the lights off.
Last time he was on Raw, he was terrible on that bike. He was like walking it down the ramp like Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
So
maybe maybe he's doing a segment with Baron Corbin, which sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just appears in the ring.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not even on the show.
Just coming back to announce
he's in the
he
woods.
intends to wrestle at Mania.
On NXT.
Yeah. My last match was like recorded during a pandemic.
Yeah.
I want to have the one title that eluded me my whole career. The NXT
Undertaker versus Dragunov.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty sick.
Mean Mark Calloway isn't retired, is he?
No. And neither is the Badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
It'll be interesting on Tuesday to see like what segment goes up against what thing and everything like that. But yeah, I do think NXT wins in the ratings. But to fans, like, really, what does that matter? I think the better show will be AEW because they have a better grasp on a bit more for everything.
I do hope, because I think NXT's been really good recently. I've been really enjoying it, and I think they've done a good job with the talent they've brought down from the main roster in using them to highlight your NXT stars.
Yeah.
Whether they've got the championship or not, I don't necessarily think holding the championship is what it's about. It's having a Becky Lynch bring attention to NXT, so you see a Tiffany Stratton. And I hope it isn't just, Cody comes out and talks, Undertaker comes out and talks. I hope we do still have a way of highlighting talent. Roxanne Asuka should be really good.
Oh yeah.
And that's definitely going to get eyes on Roxanne, who I think is fantastic.
I imagine Cody announces the Dusty.
I would think so. Mello and Braun, obviously people are going to be watching to see Cena, but Mello and Braun can absolutely tear it up as well and have people see them for the first time. And I hope the other matches we get, put some of these like put the Creeds on or whoever who are going to impress, because it's going to be the most eyes NXT has had ever, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope people come out. Yeah, they're going to see Undertaker and Cody, but you come out of it talking about a Braun Breaker or the Creed brothers or Mello.
So maybe it sets up Cena Braun.
Let's do it.
Braun Undertaker.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So that's Super Tuesday. We will be going live after NXT, after AEW, with John and Way over on the Post feed. So yeah, that'll be an interesting podcast. So come hang out. I imagine some people are going to watch separately, but we're going to try watching at the same time.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be insane.
What are we calling it?
Rewind and...
Next to Mite?
Rewind and up next to Mite. I don't know.
Up next to Mite.
Rewind to Dynamite.
Dynanext.
The post wrestling poison post.
Yeah.
The post Rana. I don't know. Well, that's what we let the people decide.
Yeah.
That's not, who are we to say?
We're up next.
Yeah, exactly.
Poisonrana, that's who we are.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I think I haven't watched any more wrestling beyond that. I'd be lying if I was talking about something else.
Yeah, what even else is there? So much more wrestling, but I still haven't watched The Wrestlers, but I don't know if I need to see Al Snow. So people
keep talking to me about it.
Yeah.
And like someone at work, like a customer at work was like asking what else I do and stuff. So I was talking, he's like, oh yeah, have you seen this documentary on Netflix called The Wrestlers? I'm like, not yet. I know what it's about. And then he continuously goes on to describe what it's about. You see, Al Snow bought this company. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
I told you my job is, for the last 5 years, is talking about wrestling. Like, yeah. I know. Yeah, but you know the guy who used to have Head?
Yeah.
Yeah, he he owns it. Like, this used to be developmental, and he bought it. Yep. And they're trying to run it as a TV. Yep. I know. but thanks.
It's because the Netflix rub.
Yeah.
People see it in their Netflix. They're like, oh, what's this about? And people watch.
Yeah, people are liking it. I'll check it out at some point.
Yeah,
maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
What does everybody want?
Head. I want duck. That's what I want.
Well, we're going to go duck ourselves. But, guys, thank you so much for listening. And, again, Tuesday we'll be live with John and Way. I can't wait for that. We haven't done a show with those two. The four of us, the pillars of Post.
Has it been since last year, I guess?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm excited. I saw Way the other day, and he's excited too. He suggested it because we haven't done a show, the four of us, in a while, and that's why he wanted. So he shot his shot.
Is he looking well?
He's looking pretty good, actually.
I worry about him sometimes.
What do you worry about?
He's a dad.
Yeah. Yeah. What did he say? He said, I don't know. He said while you're young and don't have kids. Like, live your life, travel, bro, do everything you ever wanted, go to concerts, go out, please, I beg you, please.
So the answer to my question is no.
Just go, live your life.
Please, Braden, do it for me.
Yeah. So we'll be talking, we can talk to Way about, we can talk to the old dads.
Yeah. Yeah, we can't keep him up too late, can we?
Sorry, guys. I know it's past your bedtime. 10 o'clock. Oh, my God. How do they stay up so late? Those two.
I know.
Oh, those two wisecrackers. Can't wait to chat with these granddads on Tuesday.
So we want extra feedback this week. Like, let's make the feedback segment, like, so long.
None of those fucking callers, though. I listen to those post shows. Yeah. I know they listen to this show, too, and I love them. Thank you, guys.
I'm calling dibs on Megan's feedback, though.
Yeah. Every time he writes in, you get to read his, and I'll read Jesse's.
It takes me back to when I was an actor. You know,
I'll read Jesse's now.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good.
I'll attempt to. Thank you, guys. At Poisonrana Pod, Twitter, Instagram for everything that we do, all the updates on our show, and Patreon.com/Poisonrana for all the podcasts that we do. Check out all the stuff we do because we do so many podcasts, and we love to entertain you and love to make you laugh. And I hope we're doing an okay job at it. I myself, Braden Herrington. You can find me Twitter, Instagram at the Brady.
And you can find me at Davie Portman.
That's it. That's all. Take care. Goodbye. Be safe. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving. And go fuck yourself.
Ahoy!
Poisonrana.